Hey, today they patched Infinite. Now, I do have a method to get around the Infinite patch. It's very simple. I can teach you guys that now, but I can guarantee you they're going to patch that too. So after I give you guys the Infinite workaround, I will give you guys a solution or another AFK method once Infinite gets completely patched. Because going at this pace, Infinite will get completely patched. Maybe it won't. Maybe you don't need to do the second or third method. You guys can just continue to keep on doing the Infinite method pretty easily. But if it does get patched, stay tuned for the second and third method. If it does get patched, stay tuned for the second and third method. Now, I would also like to apologize. I'm going to have a lot less edits in this video. This video is going to be kind of beefy and it's going to be kind of basic. I didn't put as much effort as I usually do with my other videos in this one, so there might be a quality drop. I'm just going to, quickly share this with you guys and then go to bed because I haven't slept in a while. I'm going to be honest. But with that being said, let's go into the first method. The Infinite solution for now is you'll spawn randomly, as you guys can see, in this little section right here. And instead of teleporting, because every time you teleport, it's a completely random spawn, right? So it's not good at all to teleport. Instead, you're going to just walk to the story mode. There are a couple ways you can do this. I saw a video earlier, and his way stated that you can just walk backwards, maybe a little bit to the right, and then move to the left. So you hit this phone pole, and that means on every single account, you can move back and just move to the left, right? And then they'll be queued up. So then, you can do that on every single account. Instead of teleporting, you just walk to the play area on all 4 of your accounts, and ta-da, there's the Infinite method fixed. Now, if that poll method doesn't work, or if they remove the poll, my original method from a video that I have privated right now, you can easily just dash forward, jump and move to the left twice, right? And then move right once to the right and move to the left once like that, and then you should be all synced up. When you hit this wall right here, everything will be synced up. You can move forward. It's a bit more complicated, but now they're probably going to patch this in the future. It's really simple to patch this, really. You just got to, have a completely random camera angle at spawn, and ta-da, Infinite is basically patched forever. There could be, in the end, some workaround. I don't know. We'd have to see how that turns out to know for sure. But right now, this walking back to the pole method, or walking or dashing forward and jumping to the left on this wall method still works. So you guys can use that instead for the Infinite macro for your fur accounts. But now, once they eventually patch that, there's another method. The method is very, very well known, but not many know how they can use it to the best of their abilities. Now, if you were able to do the Infinite method with 4 accounts, on max FPS, your computer was running okay, right? Then you can definitely do this method. But it does require more hardware, so it kind of depends. But the method is very, very simple. You're just going to use more accounts on story. Now, you guys probably know what story macro looks like, right? So it's no surprise, but you're thinking like, man, 8 accounts? My computer can't handle that. But as you guys can see, these accounts FPS, they're locked at 5. But while these guys' FPSs are at 5, my main is working just fine at 60, and my computer's working just fine. Now you'd be asking, how am I doing this? Well, on the Roblox account manager, which is the program I use, if you go up here to the settings at the top right, click on unlock FPS, make sure that's checkmarked, and put in the FPS that you want to cap it at, then you can launch the account with that cap. As you can see, I launched my main account with an FPS cap of 60, and I was able to then go on to my second account and just make the FPS cap at 5, and this is the result. But since story mode is so easy, this scales with how many accounts that you're wishing to, AFK macro on. With that being said, to start this method, you're going to want to, of course, get inside of a story. And you're going to want to lose or win first. It doesn't really matter. You just want to get to that screen where you can click play again. Now, you guys can do this on whichever story mode you want. Like the first one, you can complete this in 5 minutes and 50 seconds to get 30 gems. But at the bottom here, you can complete this one in 5 minutes and 20 seconds. So that one's better. You can complete this one in 4 minutes and 56 seconds, so that one's a whole minute better. So you guys can choose whichever story mode you want, but I'm just going to choose the most basic one for now. Okay, once you've loaded in on at least one of your accounts, you want to make sure your main account, or whichever you're going to be using to carry it, is positioned, placed on a unit. I'm going to do the same with your other account as well. All right, you guys are gonna want to get your tiny task ready. Make sure all the settings are fine. Yep. And once you lose on both accounts, you can position your, your alts the way you want them. I usually do it like this, but you guys can like do it like this if you guys want, just in case if you lose like this tab at the bottom, you can just click on this corner, right? You can click on every single tab individually. I usually do this because I don't really care to do that too much. I just got to be careful on not hiding the tab, because see, if I hovered over this tab, I click on this tab, the middle tab is now hidden. Then no matter what I do, I can't click on it. So you just got to be careful on where you place your tabs. All right, got my thing right here. I'm actually going to push it down just like this so that doesn't happen. If every single tab covers it, I can always click on the bottom right to bring it back up. So that's pretty simple. So basically the method is very simple. I'm pretty sure you guys already know how to do infinite story, but you do not need to click play again on your alt accounts. You guys can just keep it like this. You're just going to be focusing on your main accounts and only jump a couple times on your alt accounts to make sure you don't get kicked. So basically you want to just start your recording, click play again, right? And then place down your units when you can. And make sure you place down all your units. Doesn't really matter where, as long as you just don't lose. And even if you do lose somehow, it's fine, because you can just click play again. It'll reset itself. All right, now during the game, you're gonna just want to quickly, choose your main account. You're gonna jump just to make sure you don't get kicked for being AFK. You want to do this on all accounts, so you're gonna want to even do this on your alt too. You're gonna jump. As you can see, I'm not jumping, but I am jumping inside the game, so the game registers me as not being AFK. And then once your infinite is done, you quickly just end your tiny task and it'll last for as long as you want it to. Very simple and very, very, sturdy, right? The only way this does not work is if you crash. Now, if you crash in Roblox, the only solution for you guys would be to do the AFK chamber. Because when you teleport to the AFK chamber, you can always just press E and you'll teleport right into the AFK chamber. I'll show you guys that in a second. But that is, by the way, the third method. The first method was a infinite fix. You can just walk into the infinite round instead of teleporting, but they'll probably patch that soon. So the second method is obviously the one I'm showing you right now, the story method. Like I said, you can scale this to however much you want to scale it to. Completely up to you. If you guys are still wondering, I do use Roblox Account Manager. I have been for a while. There's a lot of videos on it already if you guys want to learn how to do that. But I will say Tiny Task, on the other hand, I have a video of that myself. A Tiny Task I trust a lot, so you guys can, of course, do your own due diligence, but I have a video on Tiny Task if you want to learn how to use Tiny Task. All right, perfect. We finished the story on both of them. Took only around 5 minutes. You guys can end the Tiny Task, start it back up, and ta-da! It'll last for however long you want it to last. Now let's move on to the third method. Now this method is a method everybody knows, right? But since I showed you guys how you can lock the FPS, you can make every single account that you have when you open it up. You can make that set to 5 max FPS, and then you can simply just move every single one of your accounts. And if you're doing this because you crash a lot and you want to teleport to the AFK place, sometimes you won't teleport looking at the AFK place. And you're obviously crashing a lot, so you gotta close out of Roblox and reopen it occasionally. So every time you teleport to the AFK place, you can just like hold down right click and just like do like 5,000 360s and spam your E button, right? Because, Tiny Task is not gonna like you holding down your right click, so I mean it'll work in your favor and then you can just teleport. But for all those who are just using alts in here and doesn't crash, you can just ignore that. But yeah, the method is very simple. And then once you have all your accounts that you want inside of the AFK lobby, you just click on the, just make sure you jump. I'm just jumping just so the, Roblox does not kick me for being AFK. Very simple method. It also scales with pay to win if you want to buy the $5 for premium. And then with that money, you can buy the 2 times earning with VIP. You guys can do that too. $5 per account. It's completely up to you. You make around 8 gems per minute, and with story you make around 6 to 7 gems per minute. So like I said, if you are completely free to play, I recommend the story, but either method works perfectly fine for your needs. But yeah, those are the solutions. If you guys are like, well, how do I do the infinite, right? Like you haven't taught me how to do the infinite, you just taught me how to get inside the infinite. I do have a video on that. It's basically the same thing, and just instead of teleporting to story, you're just going to walk to the infinite play area. I'll put that video in the description. I'll put my Tiny Task video in the description as well. If they do end up patching story and they can't click play again, and you can't go on infinite mode, and because they like, you know, randomize spawns and everything like that in the future, the last thing you can do is AFK zone, which is also pretty good method. And if you pay to win, it's even a better method, you know what I'm saying? But they're buffing gems or something. They're doing something sometime soon. So we'll see what that update is. I just wanted to update you guys on the current methods for AFK farming. But with that being said, I hope this video helped you guys out, and you know, maybe we'll see each other again sometime in the future. Have a good one. Bye-bye.